Welcome back to our Brazil playthrough, episode 7. On the previous episode, we got our crude oil production. Looks like we got some barrels out on pallets. So yeah, this is crude oil pallet, 370 kilograms. We got a few here. Not very straight either. I don't know what the deal is with that. I mean, it's not like we had our put down on a very flat area, but it's not that crooked either. These barrels are not like wanting to go in. I don't know what the deal is here. I have to move the truck, I think. Let's see if the production is still has barrels. No, they're out of barrels. So we set those there because it wasn't taking them. Let's get this out of the way. We may or may not try to get these red beets harvested. It's kind of like free money. We almost should. But I think if we do, it's going to have to be the single harvester, and that could be very time consuming. But it is leaving money on the table if we don't. Just thinking that these gotta be empty oil barrel. That there's a trigger somewhere that's not working. There we go. We got to go up a little bit on those. Even though last time we had to go down. There it goes. Alright, thank goodness. I didn't want that going to waste. I don't see... So this, it should take it at this sell point. It doesn't show up on our time-saving stock check mod though. But it should be able to dump down here. Yeah, it says no selling point available, which is kind of interesting. Looks like July is the highest. Price, max value. So we probably should wait, but maybe I'll take one over there and just make sure that it's going to go in that trigger. If not, then we kind of got to figure something else out. I don't think there is anything else to figure out. We'd have to get actually one of those selling points that would take everything, I think. Let's go ahead and grab these two, or is it three? Yeah, 3 pallets of apples and put that in our production. We'll probably shut the orchard off for a little bit, maybe. Otherwise we gotta resupply it with water, which ain't a big deal. We could. I don't want to get too bombarded with other things here. Although we're kind of on cruise control waiting for basically our grapes to finish, and we'll have to get that machine equipment so we can harvest it. So I guess maybe we will keep these apples going. Gotta see what happens yet when we put the grapes into the production. See if we get any grape bottles on the shelving in there, like we did with the apple juice. Yeah, let's just take a quick peek at these. Apple tree, yeah, so we are out of water. Let's just go ahead and shut it off for now. And then, yeah, we still got the apples production going here. Oil pump, it looks like that finished those barrels. So we'd have to get more barrels for that. Let's probably do that. That's probably a good idea. Greenhouse is still good. We're kind of waiting for the next time to sell these, which will be March, May, and June. Apple juice in August. Yeah, so we got a little bit of time. Let's double check and make sure that crude oil is going to go in that selling point. Be nothing worse than getting all that oil and you can't sell it. I don't know why it doesn't show a selling point in the time-saving stock check, because it should be there. And let's see. Yeah, it should be right in front here. Should go. Please go. It does not go. Let me look here for a minute on the production point. I'm not seeing it, but I do see the other products there that you could make the oil into. Yeah, so we gotta actually take it to the refiner first. Okay, so crude oil production. So yeah, we're gonna have to... We gotta go back to the factory. And then we gotta put down... Was it this guy here? Small refinery? Medium refinery? So yeah, it takes oil, and then we gotta make one of these other products here on the bottom. I mean, I did want to go that direction anyway, I just wasn't expecting it so soon. And we don't have 70 grand, so we're gonna have to take a small loan out until we start selling some more stuff. Where's the best spot to put this? Should we go up with it, or should we... Maybe we should do it up here, then we could do more pumps wherever. All right, so we got to take out 20 grand. Easy come, easy go. I can't believe we used all that money up already. 20 grand we need. Let's just go 75. Give us a little extra cash. Maybe we better get going on the apple production if we're going to need all this money. Let's go ahead and level it out, otherwise it'll give us problems anyway. And then we'll smooth it into the transition. So further looking at this, we're going to have to, I think let's go this way, just in case there's another spot on the right there that's, let's just go in a little bit too with it. Gonna be a bit of a drive too. We might have to move that little container. It might be in the way of picking up those pallets too. Let's do a little time lapse. I'm gonna get this all put down, make it look nice, and then we'll go from there. Okay, I was gonna go a little bit more crazy with the decoration. I did get the start of a fence in, but I ran out of money, so I think we'll wait. Let's take this over there. Like I said, we got a lot more stuff to put up. What happened here? This pallet's not cooperating. Suppose we should pick it up the right way. We'll just do the decorating as we can. I was just trying to get it secured so we don't have people messing with it. But it's all right. Rain is sure coming down. Yeah, so we got a nice little road here. That, like I said, that container I think is going to have to go. This is going to be a problem when we pick up our oil here. It's already becoming a problem. Let's get rid of it. I do like the look of it. We'd have to maybe like put it somewhere else. Well, we're going to look at doing that. So I don't think it'll go on the right side because I think that's for bulk. I'm thinking it's got to go on the left over here. We'll see if I'm right. And there one went. There goes the other. So let's take a look. Small refinery. So what do we want to do? That's the question. I think it'd be kind of cool to try everything. But we'll start with one and work our way. I could probably just go down the list so we can easily remember what we did and didn't do. The question will be is if there's any place to sell like diesel and stuff. There should be, I think. That might depend on the map though. I think at the worst comes to worst, we could do it would go at our selling stand. So we'll start with bearing grease. And we'll see how that comes out. We'll get all this over here. Should have enough room, I think, on the right. We could always widen this road here a little bit. But I think we've got plenty of room, especially with this loader. Works pretty good. Alright. I'm going to get this into the trigger. What we might end up doing, instead of continually doing this, is we could put it on distributing. And that would save us some steps. It only makes sense, especially when it's right here. It'd be like, okay, somebody's bringing it over here, you know? Matter of fact, I'm going to switch that right away. We'll click on this and we'll do distributing. So anything else that comes out will be right to the refinery. Last pallet going in. Bam. We probably will be able to see this before the end of the episode, what the actual bearing grease looks like. The container. I think since we're going to need a lot of money, we're going to go ahead and we will get the apple production continuing here. Let's see if we can pull that trailer with this. I think we can. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to. Oh yeah. And we'll get this all, I'm not going to say topped up because it takes way too much. Let's see, it doesn't look like it's charging us for the water, which is good. Oh, I should have just backed up. Let's go ahead and do a little time lapse on the water filling. I'm gonna get a few in here. Went ahead and grabbed some more barrels. Basically used all the money we had left. I mean, it was all on loan anyway, but oh man. I can't believe we burned through all that cash. I thought we had so much money to burn. Was I wrong? I don't think this trigger's gonna work. Maybe they did update the map. We'll see if it's fixed a little bit. Because I did have to go higher with those other ones. Maybe this will work. Nothing there. No, that's not gonna work. That's kind of a pain. Alright, let's see if we can just probably slide them off. Maybe. I'm not real happy about this trigger. It's got to be just right. They should update that and change that. Actually, got to go even higher, it seems like, than what we had. That's weird. If we do indeed have to go higher with these barrels, I think I might raise the ground a little bit. Because look at the... This has to be even higher. Like way up here. I'm gonna try to raise that ground just a little bit, I think, and then next time we come around with barrels, we'll see if it makes a difference or not. Let's see here. You think it would be like level with the top of this? Oh, I can't do it with no money, I guess. I'll keep that in mind. We'll have to do it later. Let's see. We got no bearing grease yet, and everything's topped up. Oh yeah, let's go check our garage. We'll see how that's doing. I think they laid the floor pad down, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if we need any more stuff for it. Yeah, we got a poured concrete slab. They're still running. You can hear them getting on. yeah, we'll see what happens on the next step. I think without further ado, I think we're ready to take a nap, maybe. The other thing is we might be better off, we'll have to see what we get charged for interest. We might be better off just selling our products we have right now instead of getting hit with the interest. I mean, they're not top price. Yeah, we can get rid of hide can't sell, so that gets rid of that. Looks like we got a little bit of bearing grease starting to stock. 28 liters, it'll take a while. I don't know if it's 1,000 liters on a pallet. We'll see what happens, I guess. The apple juice could get us out of debt. That ain't until August. Yeah. I think we'll advance. Let's see where the grapes... Yeah, the grape harvest is not happening until March. So we got a little bit on that. We'll see what the garage is going to look like in the next month. Loan interest, $83. Property maintenance. Oh, we got some walls up. Look at this. And it sounds like they're still working hard. We did deliver those planks and those wood beams. Let's see. Planks long. So it looks like we should probably get another set of wood beams according to the required... Yeah, because we don't have any more wood beams in storage. 1,200 missing. We might almost need 2 pallets. We'll go ahead and drive down there. Did we get any bearing grease? I would think we did. No, I do not see any yet. Is it still running? It ran through all that oil, which I assume got distributed. And we only have 84 liters of... It takes 318 crude oil to get 5 bearing grease. Probably should have did a different item. But the good news is you probably get quite a bit of money for that. I'm not really liking how long it's going to take to do that, especially with the barrels you have to buy. When I'd rather have that in a semi, like, tanker. That's the other production, though. Let's take a look at that real quick. I know it's ridiculously expensive. But that's what you want. Looks like you actually have to fill it up with gas, too. And gas and water to get crude oil out. I mean, that's 200,000. That's crazy. Okay, so I'm re-looking at this. I think we're gonna do... I should have did this to begin with. We're gonna switch to gasoline. We're gonna turn bearing grease off. I would like to revisit bearing grease. I think that might be a little ways more down the line. I really gotta pay attention to the outputs. You really have to with this production, otherwise it's gonna sneak up on you. It's a shame that we wasted all that crude oil. And we got none left. We have to get more empty barrels in order to produce. So what we're going to have to do is we'll take out more of a loan. Unfortunately. I suppose since we're going to do that, I'm going to raise that up so we can drive right over that. Finances. Let's do borrow. And let's raise this up a little bit. I think it should be fine if you went level, because you look at how low it is. Yeah, that would do it. We were just so low there. It needs to be up that high. And then we'll put a nice little road going up to it. So we can do it over here too. That should be alright. There we go, that's a little bit better. It's like it's more... It doesn't look so, like, crazy. This is kind of cool over here with that. Let's go a little bit farther, I think. That dirt on the ground. Might make it look a little more interesting. And then we'll get some more barrels for sure. Let's check out our garage. That's another thing too, we're trying to buy materials for that. Yeah, we were gonna get wood beams, that's right. So we'll stop and get... It says we're missing 749, but I remember that wasn't right before. We'll get a pallet for sure. And then we'll fill the rest of the trailer with oil barrels. So I went ahead and went all out on getting barrels. I hope they do last, and I hope we can get some gas out of this. It's hard to believe that bearing grease takes that much crude oil to be made. That's kind of a crazy recipe. Okay, this should work, I hope. Now that we're up in the air, yes. So that'll save us time screwing around with unloading those. So that was on, right? Yes, we are in business, it's distributing, and then we should make gasoline. I'm hoping we get, that's the most one that produces, it looks like. But we will revisit the bearing grease again, but we're going to have to probably get that other oil well, if you will, oil pump, because it's just, there's no way. And then we'll have to supply it the necessary materials to do that. I'm hoping that this is enough for the wood beams. There's not like a million steps of the same thing. Wood beams. It still says we're missing some, so we might have to end up getting another one. I think we'll do that on the next episode. Let's get those apples put to the production. Yeah, we're just gonna stack this. I don't feel so bad anymore about us making, you know, this apple production, especially now with how we're getting shafted on the oil production. Apple juice is gonna be worth a lot of money, and I'm fine with that. After all the manipulation we had on the oil well, that bearing grease is probably worth like gold when you buy it. It has to be. It takes that much to make a little bit. Like I said, we'll revisit it and we'll find out if it's worth it or not. But I gotta get the other production in order to do that. Let's see, I think we can actually... It is a... We could put this on distributing, right? We can. Why didn't we do that? That'll save us a step. And then we'll... Yeah, there's still water in there, so we should be good yet. That'll save us some time on that. And then we can just collect the apple juice. We still gotta buy our grape harvesters. That's gonna be another expense there. Like I said, I don't feel so bad now that these apples make all this money. Let's push this down here. It was giving us a hard time. We're gonna come out ahead of this. It'll just take a little bit of time to retract course. Alright, now we don't have to worry about that anymore. Maybe in that case it would be a better idea to put a direct pump in too eventually. We'll still hold off though, for now. It's like... yeah, we didn't get the distributing. It hasn't hit the... our oil hasn't hit our small refinery yet. But she is pumping. Yeah, so I'm in the prices for bearing grease. Look at this. It is pretty good money. But it takes a lot to get there. This calendar is in the wrong spot. It says we're in July, which we're not. We're in January. So something's messed up on... it's almost like, it's not going... or like, it's the old calendar, I guess. January. Yeah, so we're in January, so why would... that doesn't make any sense. I think if they didn't update this part right. Just something to note. Okay, so I think we're gonna leave it there for today's episode. And then the next episode, we'll probably have to... well, we're gonna end up selling those pumpkins. Those are gonna be due in January, or excuse me, in March. And then we're getting real close. March is also the time we're going to have to get going on our grapes. So we're gonna have to probably take more loans out. And then we'll figure things out here, I guess. Things are getting interesting. And I also want to get, like I said, this to look better. Let's check the fence here before we wrap up. Entrance fence, that I think it goes in if I... no, it comes out. That's what we want. Yeah, we'll have to make everything look a lot better and more secure. But it was a good start. Very good start. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one.